What's up guys, Bluddshed here, bringing you the Vyr's Archon Chantodo speed and push build for Diablo 3 patch 2.6.5 and season 17. There's no camera, I just woke up and I was like, you know what, let me do this video. I should be asleep right now. The season starts today at 5 p.m. on my time. I should be sleeping, but since I can't, I might as well make another video, I guess. This is one of the most highly requested videos, by the way. The description will have links for everything. And there's two builds I want to talk about. That is the speed version. So here's like your normal speed version that you're going to be using pretty much 99% of the time. This is going to even get you for like light GR pushes, for speeds and stuff like that. And then you have your max level push build, which it strips away some of the stuff. So we strip away the Corinne and then we add Convention. We take away our Nemesis Bracers and add Ashnagars. So first I'm just going to talk about the speed version, since this is the one that I'm going to be using mostly early season, you know, if I were to main wizard. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, okay? So the number one thing that's important in both builds is you want to stack cooldown everywhere. Cooldown on your weapon, your offhand, your rings if possible, your gloves, and your shoulders. You don't have to stack attack speed because you pretty much cap out on attack speed with the 4-piece Vyr set. Number one, cooldown everywhere. Number two, cold damage on your amulet and on your bracers if possible. Probably the second most important thing. Number three would be life on hit. I'd put life on hit on my weapon, damage percent, and cooldown on my weapon if possible. At the very least, life on hit, cooldown, and then main stat. Especially early season, main stat's important. The more and more Paragon you get, the less and less main stat becomes important. Number four, I would say you want arcane power on crit on your offhand. That way when you're channeling your arcane torrent, you're able to keep up your resource just until you get back into Archon. Speaking of arcane torrent, it has a really high attack speed coefficient, meaning you're going to proc your zodiac ring faster and faster and faster. That's going to get you back into Archon form as soon as possible. You're also stacking your Chantodo stacks extremely fast by using it. Make sure your Fazula has really high stacks. You can roll from like 40 to 50. So you don't necessarily need an ancient. This is not a Lon build specifically. And yeah, I would try to get as high as possible. You want automatically start with more stacks. You automatically start with more damage, more attack speed, and you know, more toughness. So all this is the same whenever you do want to do some max level pushing. You might want to consider red gems in your gear. You would swap a few passives. I'll have links so you don't have to remember all this stuff. You would take off Nems, put Ashnagar bracers. You would drop your Corinne and your Storm armor for some energy force armor. Again, this is a really squishy, more high-end build, but this is probably the strongest, highest DPS version of that. All right, let's talk about the gameplay of the build. I'm gonna do an in-town demonstration, and then I'm gonna jump into a GR and do a live demonstration of how to play the build. This might sound crazy, but stay with me. It feels better when you're playing it. It doesn't sound so wild, okay? So you jump into a GR. The first thing you do is pop your buffs, whatever they are. Then you're gonna immediately pop Archon, and then pop your other buff, slow time. You can see the slow time around your character. And then now we have to build up our Archon stacks. We start with 50 because of Fazula. I'm gonna jump in over here. These are all the enemies. And you're gonna hold down the beam, use teleport, build up your stacks. Also spam Q while holding down the beam. Spam, 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 click, click, click. When your Archon ends, you're super vulnerable. So a lot of time I'll jump to a safer place. Like if I'm over here building up stacks, right? Porting around. And let's say the waypoint is a nice safe place. Right before Archon runs out, I'll jump over here. And now that you're out of Archon, you have one set of stacks. Our goal is to get another set of stacks. So you'll maintain your stacks for about 20 seconds outside of Archon. From here, you can start with Black Hole. It'll give you a nice damage buff. And then you want to start using Arcane Torrent. But you don't have to. But with Zodiac Ring, a lot of times you can get two black. See, it's already off cooldown. A lot of times you can get two off. I'll use Black Hole just to group up the mobs to keep them nice and clustered. That way, Arcane Torrent hits everything, and I get all this crazy cooldown, right? And combined with Arcane Torrent, your Zodiac Ring is proccing like crazy. Your Archon cooldown's coming off super fast. Your Chantodo stacks are building super fast. It's really satisfying gameplay. And yeah, so outside of Archon, jump to a safe place. Group them up with Black Hole, and then just start casting Arcane Torrent just like that. You're gonna get this to 20. Once this is 20, you can click this and go back into Archon, right? So we're stacking, stacking, stacking. Shouldn't take too long, right? And then as soon as you hit 20, group them up again with Black Hole to get that cold damage bonus. Jump into Archon, And now instead of using the beam, we're going to still keep up slow time, but we're gonna hold down left click, which is frozen strike, right? So instead of this, we're gonna hold down frozen strike and still spam Q. Hold down left click and spam Q or your 1 button. And that's basically how to play Archon Chantodo. Let's go do a live demonstration. If you're using the push version, you can kind of plan around your COE cycle, but even if you don't think about it, you'll just naturally get the buffs. So right away, I pop my buffs here. I'm gonna jump into Archon, pop slow time, and just port around and try to get my stacks together. I have only 8,000 main stat, like 700 Paragon, no augments, but I do have really good optimized gear. So let's just build up our stacks, la-di-da-di. Okay, you can even kind of pull things together for some, oh, here's a nice combo. So I'm about to run out of Archon, so I'm gonna jump to a safe place and then group them up with Black Hole immediately. Group them up, hold down Torrent. I'm about to die. Okay, if you teleport, you'll proc Safe Passage. We're weak. And now you can see I have 20 stacks of Chantodo. And I might group them. I have a 36 stack of Black Hole, so I have a lot of frost damage. I'm just gonna jump right into Archon and start frozen striking them to death. Archon, hold down left click, spam Q. Even in beams and explosions, you're pretty tanky. Every hit also with Ash Nagars, we're doing tons of damage. Look at that. Oh, the glory. Glorious, right? Every single hit, we're getting a shield. And I'm using NEMs. So there we go. I'm down to 1 stack. So you also retain your damage for 20 seconds, right? So we're outside of Archon. I'm gonna hold down Torrent. I'm at 20 stacks here. I got 213 Archon stacks. And my Black Hole has 8. Maybe I'll get some more. That's only 6, whatever, we'll pop Archon and then hold down left click and spam Q. And that's basically how you do it. You have pretty good Rift Guardian potential. You have really good wave clear. This is in probably the 2nd fastest speed meta this season. I'm trying hard not to main this on a lawn season. I'm trying so hard, but we'll see. We'll see. This has been my favorite build. Not just because it's super powerful, but because it's kind of unique and a completely new build that we haven't had before. I mean, we've had Chantodo Archon, I guess, but we used to use the Mantled Heal and it was more like beams and waiting for procs. This is more like using Frozen Strike, and it's a little different. And you know, it matches my Cosmic Wings beautifully. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Follow me at twitch.tv/bloodshed. I'll be streaming there all season long. I'm doing a 24-hour stream tonight. That's why the video was kind of rushed, but I definitely wanted to emphasize the gameplay since that's the most important thing. Links will be in the description. The build, all my builds are on my Patreon page. So special shout out to one of our newest patrons, Al-Katiba. Thank you so much for coming in, crushing a huge Blood God tier support on the Patreon. I really appreciate you. You make these videos possible, man. I will become visible once the season starts. Just wait, I will be summoned, chat. The camera will be back. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.